911, what's your emergency?
Hi, I'm calling to change my will.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not really what we do here. Is there an emergency?
No, but like, I have a feeling.
Gunshot.
Gunshot. I hope our audience listening at home won't be perturbed by just the random gun. Although maybe they'll feel how Buck felt, and maybe that'll help them get right back into it after our week off.
Traumatizing the audience for the views. Yeah, welcome back to the First Risk Podcast, and we're so sorry that we've been gone for a week. I feel like this year, well, not this year, because this year just started, but like these past few months, we've been a little more lax than we like to be about like occasionally taking a week off. But honestly, I could not have recorded earlier this week. You guys should have heard what my voice sounded like. It was bad. I'm pretty sure I had the flu.
Yeah, Jane was going through it, and like also I had something else going on because, guys, I just got back from Canada.
Oh my God, did you see Degrassi?
I did. I saw Degrassi, and I had a heated rivalry. It was very fun. It was great. No, I went skiing in Whistler with my dad, so unfortunately no rivalries were had.
Did you see Whistler's mother?
What?
It's a famous painting.
Whistler's mother.
You didn't know Whistler's mother? Wow, the kids today. Am I right, guys?
I'm sorry. I've never met the woman. She sounds great.
You'd probably recognize the painting if you saw it.
I'm
it's that
pulling
one of
it
the
up
lady
right now
from the side.
Oh, her. Yeah. I may have seen her.
That was Whistler's mother.
I don't know. She's just got one of those faces. You know what I mean? But we had a great time.
I'm pretty sure there's a reference to it in the many dated references in the Cole Porter song, You're the Top.
Oh, you're Whistler's mama. You're broccoli.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
There you go. Now you know
go.
Another reference from that song.
All right. Well, that'll join the Tower of Giza and the Mona Lisa.
I think it's Tower of Pisa.
I think it's Tower. Isn't it? Didn't he say Tower of Giza? That's why it was kind of weird. It's like the Pyramid of Giza.
I'm pretty sure it's Pisa, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Well, I've heard of that as well, but I also have never seen it in person.
So it could. We don't know that for a fact that it exists.
Well, I can't. It's not like I can ask Cole himself. Like, what am I going to do? Break out the Ouija board? I do actually. I own a Ouija board. That is true. I could do that.
We should do like a Patreon bonus episode where we get together in person and we get out the Ouija board and we specifically try to contact Cole Porter. And maybe Bobby Nash.
That would be fantastic. I love that would be the impetus for us to meet in person for the first time. Because, like, for those of you listening at home,
else.
Jane and I have never met in person. We're strictly like
Which is
online
so
phone
sad.
friends. It's so sad. It's so sad, guys. I was doing my
we're in a long
Instagram
distance.
wrap-up.
What did that person say about us one time? Queer platonic lavender marriage. We're in a long distance queer platonic lavender marriage.
I just rewatched the Barbie movie the other day. So you're my low commitment, long distance girlfriend. What did Ken say? It was something like that, right?
Yeah.
Whatever Ken
Something
says.
like
Whatever
that.
Ken wants Barbie to be. Oh my God. I'm just Ken. I am Kenough. Anyways, welcome back to the First Risk Podcast, everybody. Today,
very timely reference, Ryan. Only 3 years since that movie came out.
Well, I guess it was time. It wasn't even because this episode came out in 2021. Wow. Well, we're just
I thought it was 2023.
Throwing it back. This episode that we're discussing season 4, episode 14, Survivors. I'm still in 2021.
Survivors.
Thank you. Billie Eilish is Happier Than Ever just came out. Like Biden is president for his first year. Just take us there, guys. And season 4, episode 14, Survivors. That's what we're talking about today. Now, I don't know who wrote it or directed it.
Directed by Robert M. Williams Jr. and written by Kristen Rydell.
Ooh, I've heard of her. Ooh, this is a very important episode in your canonical defense of Kristen Rydell as both a buddy content creator and also as a writer and general human being on this planet Earth.
Well, yeah. as I've always said, like when buddies like to get all heated about Kristen Rydell like being bad because they've decided that they hate a woman, I'm like, come on, she wrote some of the gayest buddy shit that has ever existed. And I don't think her intentions should matter. Like, death of the author, what matters is what got put on screen. And that was some gay buddy bullshit.
It was.
So without further ado, let's crack this episode right open.
Can I ask a question at the top, actually, since Kristen's on the dome? Is Kristen Rydell hate still a thing? I feel like everyone's fully moved on to Tim Minear.
I swear to God. So now they just hate both, because I swear I still, like, on the daily will see tweets on 911 Twitter where people, it's like their religion. It's just like a casual thing that they believe as like completely inherently true. They'll be like, oh, maybe this next episode will be good. Like, even though Kristen's writing it or whatever, you know, they'll refer to her as KR. It's just this offhand truth in their mind. Oh yeah, wow. Other than KR.
It's a KR kind of night. Wow. I've seen occasional hen bashings, especially recently. And I have to wonder, this is going to be so problematic for the fandom. Is Athena the cop the only woman they like?
Well, a lot of them don't even seem to like Athena, because there will be like an episode that's mostly focused on Athena, and they're like, wow, like, when are Buck and Eddie going to be back on screen? And it's like, I do feel like this is a complex issue, and I think we've talked about it before, that like on the one hand, yes, we dislike
oh my God, hot take, misogyny is a complex issue. No. the intersection where misogyny and propaganda meet.
We dislike the propagandistic parts of the show, but I think some people in the 911 fandom like to use the propaganda criticism as kind of a shield and a scapegoat for just kind of disliking any time Athena is on screen. And so they'll be like, why is this episode so full of propaganda? And what actually happened is it was just an Athena heavy episode, and maybe didn't even include that much of her like doing cop stuff. And I kind of side eye that, because I'm like, it kind of seems like you just don't like when like the main moneymaker of the show, iconic, wonderful actress and Black woman Angela Bassett is on screen more than like your little meatball guys.
That's the perfect way to describe them. They are absolute goddamn meatballs.
They're meatball guys.
And
they're meatballs. Yeah.
They kick off this episode, by the way. They kick off this episode, by the way, in full meatball mode. Because where should we pick up but where we left off?
Oof.
Okay, so Eddie's on the ground bleeding out. Buck has his blood all over his face. The sniper is raining bullets onto the street of Los Angeles. Gasoline is spilling out onto the cement. And what does Buck do? He swings into action.
Yeah, no, we open with a continuation of the gayest shit we've ever seen. Oh my God. This entire sequence is crazy.
It's Buck, history. This is TV history.
Buck rolls underneath the truck. He's like army crawling to Eddie. Meanwhile, we're seeing like dripping gasoline coming out of the bottom of the truck, like dangerously, while flames lap at it. It's very, and the fact, I feel like this sequence is made all the more romantic by the fact that Buck does all this, and we know that he has being crushed under exploding fire truck trauma, right? Like it feels like that's intentional in the editing, that they're showing us the threat of this entire fire truck exploding while Buck is under it. And he army crawls over to Eddie and drags him under the truck anyway.
Well, there are a lot like of the parallels to the season
power in this scene.
To the season 2 finale.
He just grabs Eddie and he just drags him. Oof. And don't even get me started on when Buck just grabs Eddie and fucking flings him over his shoulder like he's just a sack of potatoes.
Eddie like shoots back to life. He's screaming in agony. Eddie's like, and then Buck's like, Eddie, come on, Eddie, I'll get you, Eddie, come on.
But like truly, like let's just hold space for a moment for that part where Buck lifts up Eddie, because I think that is truly one of the juiciest little bits of buddy crumbs we've ever gotten. And we're so lucky in a way. We're so lucky. Like on the one hand, our ship isn't canon yet, technically, and that's upsetting. And yes, we've low-key gotten queer-baited, and we keep losing at chess to the dog over and over again. But also, you know, when I really think about it, it's like we have received more gifts than the average non-canon gay ship.
The dog,
and I don't
keep
think it's
saying
to be
this.
taken for granted.
The dog is like playing the Queen's Gambit, okay? This dog knows the game. No, and on top of that, well, listen, I mean, you know, Eddie on top of Buck while he's carrying him into the truck. Like on top of all of this, it, like the cultural impact of like this scene specifically on like on the ship, like on Tumblr gift sets,
on the world,
on
and
the
society
world
at
large. Do you remember how like in like John Locke fandom there would be like a few John Locke scenes per series that would
literally
like be like regurgitated over and over and over and over and over again? Buddy has so many scenes that are like so gifable and so fickable, and yet this episode still is the one that keeps getting cycled through over and over and over again, which is interesting because there's a lot of parallels to the season 2 finale in this episode, and we'll get into them more down the line. But like I do want to hold space for what you said. Now I'm doing it. Say, Jane, you have nothing on me because a holding space reference and a Brittany Lucky reference, you are just as dated as I am, ma'am, with my Barbie rewatch.
It's more that I'm referencing our bits that we've taken from other bits. Whatever. Who cares? And why am I on trial right now?
I'm holding space for the parallel that you drew between Buck under the truck in season 2 and Buck under the truck
getting stuck under the truck
in season 4. Buck gets stuck under the truck. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's everything. But he gets Eddie into the truck as the ambulance is going up in flames. And Eddie is bleeding out. He's dying. And he still looks up at Buck with Eddie's blood all over him and goes, "Oof. Are you hurt? Girl?
Oh.
Baby? I'm burning."
Once again, Eddie is only a good and considerate partner when it comes to Buck, not any of the women. Honestly, if this had happened to Eddie with one of his girlfriends, he probably would have looked up at her and been like, "Am I hurt?" He would not have given a shit.
He would read her ass. He would look up at her and be like, "You just ruined that top."
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, you got a little something."
Just neg her a little bit so that he could be the man and like wipe the blood away.
Because he read like The Game or whatever, and he decided that that's how he was supposed to interact with women.
Eddie so read The Game. I'm sorry, Eddie so read The Game. I can't.
I think Buck and Eddie both probably read it at various points in their lives, and Buck like got over it, but Eddie internalized that shit. Yeah.
Eddie internalized it. Buck disavowed it when he realized it was all complete bullshit. Eddie, meanwhile, is so stupid and gullible. He's just like, "This is the rules. Someone told me in a book." And then we flash cut.
Books
to like
are smart. It must be true.
Exactly. It's literature. Okay. And I am smart for reading it and you are dumb for not. We cut to an equally intense scene. I actually like how the emotions are kind of matching here. It makes the Bethina conflict feel very real and it's not jarring or uncanny in any way. It's just a really good juxtaposition here that feeds into both of them because we get to the Bethina conflict following Bobby's little, "Maybe our marriage isn't working." And Athena's like, "What?"
Yes.
And he's like, "I have to go to work." And Athena's like, "What the fuck is going on in here on this day?" And Bobby gets a call from one Chimney Han. Saying, "Eddie Diaz has been shot and he's going to the hospital." Bird's eye view.
And
of
Bobby's
this
like, "Which
fountain.
hospital?"
It's like the bird's eye view shot that we get of the hospital. Yeah. It's so round.
Yeah, they've got
it looks
this like
an
circular
eye.
Courtyard.
It's like the show is looking at us for Buddy like fujoing out so hard.
Oh my God. It's a commentary on the gaze of this episode.
Yes.
Gaze, that is.
And the gays. The gays.
Yes.
That was my Kate Blanchett
And you know,
moment.
if we knew anything about LA and its infrastructure and like its hospitals and stuff, we would probably be able to identify exactly which hospital this is by that circular courtyard thing, because that seems like a unique feature And I
Doxing
assume
Eddie Diaz.
for these exteriors, they shot at a real
Doxing Eddie
hospital.
Diaz. That's what we're doing on this show now. Hasn't he been through enough?
I want his address.
I want his social security number.
Same.
And so they take him into the hospital. They get him on the gurney, etc. Everyone runs off. And Buck just watches, like, dejected, like, traumatized. Like, the life has been completely drained from him. His fucking world has fallen to pieces. Title card. Mm-hmm. Guys, that is how you do a cold open. Cold open. Yes. But the, like, other firefighter captain who was on the scene is like, "Are you okay, Buckley?" And he's like, "No." Title card. And you're like,
yes. Yeah. If I were a buddy shipper watching as this was airing live, like, I don't know what I would have done.
My God. Like,
I don't know what I would have done.
This would have been my fucking, like, the episode that, you know, like, launched me to war with Troy. I would have, like, moved to LA just so I could, like, go up to the Fox lot with, like, a sledgehammer and be like, "Let me in there! I can save him myself!"
And once again, I think it's kind of lucky that we weren't watching live at this point, because we would have gotten so riled up and excited for Buddy, only for it to continue not happening for the next 5 seasons.
Riled, like Ryliver?
Sure, Buddy. Whatever
sure,
you want. Buddy? Like,
whoa.
Okay, moving on. Elsewhere. Athena Grant is on the scene. You're never going to believe it, but she's on the scene. She shows up at the scene of the shooting, and she's like, "Hey, detective, I know I'm just some random sergeant, but I want to hang out and see if I can help, because the guy that got shot, I don't really know him that well. He's just some weird, you know, I think his wife died last year or whatever. But his captain is my husband."
Isn't it weird hearing Athena say the name Eddie Diaz? Because they don't have a relationship.
No, literally they don't. You know what it reminds me of? I've been rewatching all of Stranger Things because of reasons, you know, and I remember thinking in season 5, it's really weird how they try and make, like, Will and Max have any dynamic once Max wakes up from her coma. This will sound funny if you haven't watched Stranger Things.
I have not seen a single episode.
You have not. But anyway, like when Will sees her, he, like, comes over and hugs her, and, like, when Will has his weird ass coming out scene, Max is like, you gotta hug me, and you're like, these two, like, don't even know each other. Like, they were in the same room a few times in season 3, but, like, they don't have a relationship. The show has not depicted them as being friends.
Can I ask a question? Like a clarifying question? Is Max Sadie Sink, or is Max the lesbian that runs up the hill?
Max is Sadie Sink, and she does run up the hill, but you're incorrect in that there is actually no lesbian who runs up the hill. There is a lesbian, but she doesn't. The running up the hill.
Wait, who runs up the hill? Who runs up the hill?
Well, nobody really literally runs up the hill. They use the Kate Bush song "Running Up That Hill," but that's a Max thing. So yes, it is Max and it is Sadie Sink, but she's not a lesbian. Sadly.
Wait, who's the lesbian? Oh, Robin's the lesbian, right?
That's Maya Hawke. Maya Hawke, who does not really have anything to do with the Kate Bush part. Sadly.
I feel like Maya is. I can't say this. I'm going to say it. Maya is perfect. No. Maya's dad is Ethan Hawke. And I have never been more sure that, like, a straight man is spiritually gay than Ethan Hawke.
Okay. That's an interesting perspective, Ryan.
Do you know what I mean by that? Like, I feel like Ethan Hawke, like, should have been a gay man, and God just said, "No, we'll just make you marry Uma Thurman as instead of stan her." You know, he's
many gay men would do that.
He's gayer than me because he took the standing to the next level.
Well, I'm so glad that we get to hear unique hot takes like this on the First Risk podcast. You should see Richard Linklater's Blue Moon from this year, because Ethan Hawke plays a gay or possibly bisexual man in that movie.
You want to fuck Slater, Richard? We should link later. So
is that from something?
Detective Danvers. I have a question about her.
Okay.
Have we met her?
She does look familiar, doesn't she? I feel like we either must have met her or this actress has been in some other stuff.
Probably.
Yeah, she does look familiar.
She's probably just one of those TV actors who's, like, in everything.
Either that or, it's possible that she's shown up in here before, but not that I remember. Anyway, back at the hospital, Buck is still fucking miserable.
Wait.
And he's changed his shirt. What?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I just wanted to say that they're theorizing that Eddie being in the army could have been a motive. So
right, which goes nowhere, so who cares?
It goes nowhere, and so who cares? But I love that because it made me think that you fired the bullet. You were the
and
the
I
man
would
with the golden gun. You were.
I would have. Honestly, I have way too many motives to shoot Eddie Diaz. It's lucky I'm not a character in this show, in the universe of this show, because they would have brought me in for questioning. I would be suspect number one.
Cyber terrorist Jane Mulcahy brought on trial for the attempted murder of Eddie Diaz. That's going to go on her record. She was a person of interest.
Have you ever had any reason to dislike Eddie Diaz? I'd be like, yeah, all of them. All of them. Anyway, Buck has changed his shirt, but he still has that pale, 1,000-yard stare on his face. He exits the hospital, and who should be out there but a bunch of press, including Taylor Kelly. And Buck's like, I'm not taking any questions right now, Taylor. And she obviously is like, I'm not here to report on this. I'm here to see how you're doing. Mm-hmm. And Buck's just so traumatized. He's like, yeah, there was so much blood. He eventually is like, oh, that blood on me. It's Eddie's. It's not mine. And mm-hmm. Taylor apparently didn't know that Eddie was the one who got shot. So she, of course, this is like Buddy Seeds too. She's like, Eddie is the one who got shot. And obviously that changes her whole demeanor. And she's like, mm-hmm. oh, if Eddie's the one who got shot, you must be really fucked up. Because
you can see the shift in her eyes, the understanding there, when it hits and sinks in for her. And so Buck, obviously,
Megan West, low key, a buddy warrior. I'm declaring.
I agree. And I'm glad to have her on the team when the revolution comes. Oh, God, when the revolution comes and I have to kill... Who do I have to kill? I'm not going to kill anyone. I don't have it in me. I'm sorry. The revolution, someone else is going to have to take up the mantle.
It's kind of how I feel, too.
But Buck, here's the thing about Buck. He, immediately darts off to go and tell Christopher... His hands are still shaking, and he has Eddie's blood
the voice of
all
reason,
over him.
The voice of reason is you can't talk to his son when you literally still have his blood on your pants and your face and shit, and you look like a zombie. So she offers to drive him home first, and she takes hold of his shaking hands. Once again, Tuck is a good ship. If it weren't for Buddy, Tuck would be good.
No, I agree.
I think it's cute.
I'm a Buck Taylor fan. Although I will say I've come around. I feel like maybe I voiced this before. I'm not sure, but I love the idea of Buck Taylor, the sexy, steamy, flaming hot romance that flames out when they realize that they're better as sisters. You know what I mean?
Totally.
That's my ideal Buck Taylor relationship, and that's why I think Taylor should have stuck around as just a fun little side character that can be a thorn in the 118 sides, and she and Buck have 100%. This rapport. And it's a shame that they didn't keep Megan West on. But then we see Chimney calling Maddie, and Maddie is doing postpartum depression mom stuff at home, and Chimney's like, Eddie's gonna be in surgery for a few hours, so we won't know anything for a while. And Maddie sees on the TV. Okay, I have a question about this this journalist they have to do all the news headlines on this show.
Yeah, the anchor.
What is his fucking deal? We never even learn his name. I need to know.
I feel like he's one of those actors who has played news anchors on multiple shows, but I could be wrong.
Maybe he's the news. No, it would have been funny if they got the guy who did Rod Remington to do the news anchor stuff on here, because right now he just comes off as a generic,
the news guy on Arrested Development or something.
Yeah, right now he just comes off as a generic I don't know, Sandy Rivers or Tom Tucker style character on the news, but he's never given a gag, so you don't have a personality for him. I think he has a backstory.
I feel like occasionally they use him for funnier little bits, if there's a silly emergency going on.
Yeah, but the bit,
show.
It's never his bit. You know what I mean? He's just the courier of the bit. And it's a nice piece of internal consistency that they have this local news anchor, but I want to know his story.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold up. I looked it up. It's an actor named Rick Chambers, and the answer is yes. He does play anchors and TV hosts in a bunch of different shows.
So this is his
credits
thing.
Include Presumed Innocent as anchor, Missing as morning host.
I don't know what I
Reasonable Doubt as WTNN news anchor.
Like, what is that?
Snowfall as news reporter.
Never heard of it.
The Rookie as news reporter.
Know about that one.
The L Word Generation Q as TV reporter.
Oh.
Silicon Valley as KCYD news anchor.
Interesting.
The Last Full Measure as newscaster number 2.
Who?
UFO as KCIN5 newscaster.
UFO? Did the aliens
Skyscraper. Skyscraper, a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie. Oh, no, I haven't seen it. I was getting mixed up with Rampage.
Skyscraper,
American Newscaster number 2. American Crime Story as male reporter and Minneapolis newscaster.
Wait, which season of American Crime Story?
It says 2016 to 2018. So seasons 1 and 2.
So he probably did People v. O.J. Simpson and Assassination of Johnny Versace. That's interesting.
Right.
That's
Dear White
fun.
People, TV show as newscaster.
Oh, fun.
Hot Summer Nights as weather reporter.
Don't know what
Second
that is.
Sight as newscaster.
Okay.
Seduced as reporter. Steve Jobs as news anchor. Okay, so you get the idea.
The
literally
Ashton Kutcher movie?
I believe so. Yeah.
That was the Ashton Kutcher one where he played Steve Jobs, right? It wasn't the good one.
Probably. No, it's the Michael Fassbender one.
Oh, I liked that one. Oh.
Well, it's got this guy in it.
Because
he is truly, this guy has one gimmick. I knew it. I knew I'd seen him on other shit. Ooh, he was on Torchwood as senior male anchor.
What?
Probably the American season. Yeah, it was Miracle Day. It was Miracle Day season 4.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised he didn't clock that. I loved Torchwood when I was a teenager. That was like so important to me in my development.
We've already queened out about Torchwood.
Oh, we did,
we need to move on.
Yes. Anyways.
In our lives.
So Taylor leashes Buck and takes him home to go potty. Then we get... we find out that there's another diva down. Another firefighter because
Maddie's watching the news
shot.
And she's like, it's a different firefighter that's been shot at a different scene. So now it's like, oh my God, are we dealing with a firefighter serial murderer?
Like, not even a serial killer, because he's not actually killing anyone. He's a bad serial killer. Right.
For being a sniper, it seems like he's not that good of a shot. Like, he has gotten 0 lethal hits so far.
He leaves a lot of survivors.
So Buck and Taylor, briefly, we see them, like, see that second firefighter get brought to the hospital. Elsewhere, Chimney Hen and Albert are chilling outside the hospital, and they're talking about, like, occasionally shooters target firefighters, which I had never heard of before this, but I'll take their word for it that it's happened before. Sure. I'm sure it's based on something.
I'm just so confused why they're hanging out with Albert.
You think they don't fuck with him?
Like, low-key, I know they don't fuck with him, because who is there to decide when Albert comes in and when he stays home to, like, I don't know, like, watch The Bachelorette.
Play housemaid all day.
Play housemaid in his little uniform.
Maybe for Buck, that's all he did when they were roommates.
That's all he did. He just wore the little dress with the little stockings and the little heels and the little cat ears.
We could assume that maybe he was like at the hospital already for like a follow-up physical therapy appointment for that horrific car accident he got into earlier in the season that they're already trying to make you forget about. So maybe he just happened to be there.
You know, they mention it and it's a miracle. It runs in the family, actually. I like how they completely skirt it. Like, oh, no scars, no nothing. He actually got a great plastic surgeon,
don't worry
but
about
they didn't take care of that acne that they're covering up with that foundation.
Okay. I didn't say that. That was so mean.
I know. But it's true.
For the record, in this scene, they kind of wrap up this thing and tell us it's a medical miracle even more because, like, Hen drops her phone and Albert, like, swoops in and catches it. And she goes, ooh, nice reflexes. Like, looks like your coordination is back to normal. And you're like, okay, so the show is telling me I don't need to worry about the car accident thing ever again.
I like that being a firefighter is so the default in this universe that one little moment of him catching a phone with Catgirl-like reflexes is enough to establish for the audience that, oh, he's going to be a firefighter by the end of the episode.
Well, yes.
Well, yes. But back home, Chris can't hear Buck cry because he's gaming. He's gaming on his Nintendo Switch.
Can't hear you. I'm gaming.
Switching it up like a Nintendo. I bet he's playing Splatoon.
He's just sitting on the edge of his bed playing Switch, which I think is great. Good
That's
for him.
Funny
but yes,
because like that is a funny framing of it, because like wouldn't he be reclining? Anyways,
maybe he's trying to protect his posture.
I'm gonna play video games after this.
Thus launches us into one of the other extremely gay scenes in this. Okay, that made it sound like it would be between Buck and Christopher. I'm so sorry. What I meant was
no groomer.
Eddie may not be Eddie may not be present in this scene, but the scene is very buddy heavy.
The ghost of Eddie Diaz haunts this moment. Yes,
literally, he's haunting the narrative. So Buck comes in and he like, crouches down on the ground, and Christopher's like, "Where's Dad?" And Buck's like, holding back to Oliver Stark's acting in this scene.
His performance in this episode is incredible.
It's literally it's the way Academy he Award. Turns it up so much higher when it's Buddy. Like, we all know, we all know that Oliver Stark is gunning for Buddy more than anyone else because he gets so insane. Like, it's like he's being paid more money than anyone else has ever been paid when it comes to Buddy. It's like he is paying, his rent is due whenever there's a Buddy scene.
No, it's like his job is on the line, and Tim like looks him in the eye and tells him, "You better make this one count, or next season you're done." And he says, It's like
you better make this one count, or you won't get to hang out with Ryan and Aisha next season.
It's like he's in the bottom two, and like he has to lip sync for his life, and like this is like his last chance. This is his moment, okay? And he's sitting there telling Chris that Eddie was hurt by a bad guy.
He's like stuttering. He's like, home. "Your dad got hurt at work today," and Christopher's like, "In a fire?" And Buck's like, "No, not in a fire. Somebody hurt him on purpose." And he's getting through all of this. Yes, he's like pushing back tears. He gets on the bed. He's like pinching the bridge of his nose as he's trying to explain to Christopher that like somebody hurt his dad on purpose. And Christopher's like, "Is he going to be okay?" And Buck for a moment is like, "What am I even supposed to tell this kid? Like, I don't know." And he's like, "Your dad is tough as nails, whatever." And, the way he like cries a tear and wipes it away, and he's kind of like angry as he's doing it. My God.
And then his phone dings. He like hastily fishes it out of his pocket, and he gets a text from Bobby.
Yeah,
saying
he's
that
like,
Eddie's
"What if this is the
okay?"
text telling me that Eddie's died?" But no, it's the text saying Eddie's okay. And
you
Buck's
just see him fall apart, just completely like
my
every
God.
muscle in his body just like removes itself from each other, and he just like completely just
it's like the relief
collapses.
The relief is so intense that he breaks down. He breaks down, and Christopher has to console him.
Parentified child. This is abuse. This is abuse that's happening in this scene.
Oh my God. This is like a healing moment for Buck when we really think about it, for him to be and Christopher he's like, "It's going to be okay." The
cycle of parentifying your children continues in the Buckley household.
True, but not in a bad way per se.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's a beautiful way. It's a beautiful moment between the two of them.
Can I ask a question that's going to make Oliver Stark's performance even more incredible in this episode if the answer is yes?
Okay.
Was this episode produced during the Rylover divorce era?
I think it was.
I think it was too.
Okay, you guys, we do not buy into RPF. We don't, except it's kind of funny to joke about sometimes. Funny. And the lore here is, this isn't even really RPF. This is just like supposedly their real life friendship or whatever.
We buy into actors fighting. We buy into that.
Yes, like that doesn't count as RPF. That's just it's our God-given right. Like we are entitled to
Hollywood gossip is a beautiful thing, especially when the people hate each other.
So, and especially when we kind of hate Ryan Guzman. Yeah. But what happened was the lore is supposedly like, I think shortly before season 4's production, Ryan Guzman had that big scandal where like he defended his partner at the time for like saying the N-word in the past, and he handled it really poorly. And some of the cast members like Aisha Hines and I believe Oliver Stark like openly at the time kind of denounced what he had said. And
on Twitter,
the like stupid parasocial lore, I thought it was on Instagram.
No, Oliver still had his active Twitter at that point. Oliver's Twitter, by the way, was crazy. Go back and look at the screenshots. It was ridiculous.
But
it was a menace.
So the parasocial like detail is, I believe people figured out that Oliver Stark like unfollowed him on Instagram for like a full year. And anyway, the rumor has it that like he and Aisha Hines were like not friends with Ryan Guzman.
They would take cast photos and like everyone would have their arms around each other, and Oliver and Ryan would just have their arms at their sides. It like the seeds were seeding. Okay, the seeds were seeded and people were harvesting. It was brilliant.
Just as the story goes. As the story goes, we obviously don't know for sure, but like the story goes that they were not fucking with each other during the production of this season. And then it seems like they made up at some point kind of shortly after that because like those three actors did eventually start being friendly with each other again and like inviting each other to each other's things. So it seems like they're on better terms now. So something must have happened. And so people sometimes refer to this as the Rylover divorce era, meaning the Ryan Guzman, Oliver Stark period of time where they were supposedly not really on good terms. And yes, it does make it so much crazier that they acted this episode. And, you know, credit to Oliver Stark as a performer.
So we get another cut, like another shot of the newscaster after the commercial break, introducing the idea that, you know, this work will have to continue. The firefighting will have to go on, even though they're being hunted. You know, the show must go on. They might even break a leg. Who knows? And they're all gathered around Bobby's like debriefing them at the firehouse, like the A squad, the B squad, the C squad. Everyone's here. The gang's all here. And he's saying, listen, we're going to wear Kevlar, but you're still going to have to go into the burning building. I'm sorry. It's the job you signed up for. Your pension's on the line. If you puss out, you're cut. Athena is on the ground scoping out some things with the detective lady.
And let's talk about Athena in this black turtleneck with the black leather jacket. It's giving so like
with the
gritty
little necklace.
70s detective.
Oh my God.
It's so cool.
It's
and
so
then they
clean.
combine it with this needle drop of that song Season of the Witch, like the original version.
Yep.
And it's just so cool and vibey. I really like this sequence. But the other reason this sequence is awesome is, for one thing, Athena and the detective are doing like genuinely cool detective work where they are figuring out how to find like the discarded shell from the sniper rifle by like visualizing where the sniper must have been and then like kind of putting themselves in that position and like firing a blank or something so that they can see exactly where the casing would have gone, and they find the bullet casing.
You see Athena
concurrently
with a sniper rifle, you know, on the balcony, like where that guy shot Eddie. And I was just thinking, imagine she just shoots someone. She's like, I need to get in his head. I need to get in his mind, the mind of a killer.
She makes them wheel Eddie out there again, and she shoots him a second time.
He lived the first time. He can make it, you know?
Just like, I'll shoot in a non-vital area of the body.
Exactly.
But concurrently, we're also seeing the 118 as like protective measures. They are deciding to put on bulletproof vests when they go out, and we see this cunty shot of Buck like strapping his bulletproof vest across his body. There's something about the way Oliver Stark does it, the positioning of his hands. It's just very cool looking.
Yeah. And then
so shout out to him for that.
Tim, you ate that one thing. And wait, did you say Tim or to him?
I said to him. I would never credit Tim Minear for what was clearly a choice on the part of Oliver Stark.
I was just trying to support you.
Thank you. We see like a 1 second shot of Anna in the ICU, like waiting next to Eddie's bed, and you're like, oh yeah, he also has a girlfriend. It's just so funny how much of a priority they put on Buck as Eddie's partner here than Anna. Like, you almost feel bad for her.
You do feel, well, you feel bad for her the
Well, I
entire
already
relationship.
felt bad for her because she's having to date Eddie.
And you feel bad for her even more in season 5, but we're not there yet. Now, Buck, he is also, by the way, living in Eddie's home, like
haunting Eddie's narrative,
and taking care of Christopher.
He's sleeping on Eddie's couch, presumably because it would probably feel wrong and ghoulish to him to use Eddie's bed while Eddie is still in the hospital.
I'll only sleep in Eddie's bed if Eddie's in it.
Exactly. Or, well, season 8, but we don't talk about that.
Well, listen, we'll get there when we get there. You're going to do that season 8 rewatch one way or another, Jane.
For this podcast.
Christopher Diaz, he's so sweet and pure of heart because he wakes Buck up, shakes him awake, and he's like, "Can I see my dad now?" And Buck's like, No. Do you want to play cards? Do you want to play video game?
We also see during this montage, we see the 118 like responding to a call, and the victim of this call being like, "Oh, is it safe for me to like go outside to your ambulance with you?" So you see that like the public is all obviously aware of what's going on, and it's kind of starting to affect their work because people aren't sure if it's safe to be rescued by firefighters and EMS.
Well, it's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there was like an added risk that like everyone knew of, like just this sword of Damocles hanging over like the entire fire department, would you call the fire department if you like stubbed your toe? I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. Well, never mind.
So here's a fun little piece of insider information for our listeners. Every now and again, and by every now and again, I mean every other session, at some point in the session, our call will fail, and Jane and I will play a very aggressive game of phone tag trying to call each other back. It's like a competition with us. Like we really try to like be the person who calls, just because I think it's in our nature to immediately call back if a call fails. And so like we have to like, you know, text each other to be like, okay, who's gonna do it? Let me do it. Let you do it. Wait.
Well, what matters is we're back. And what else matters is that Bobby's back at home to his wife, who
Bobby's
he was
back.
fighting with earlier.
A dinosaur story. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's like, nothing happened at work. I'm okay. And Athena's like, hey, I know you're tired, but let's talk about the giant fight we had. They both apologize to each other. As sad as I am that like their amazing climactic fight gets resolved in this kind of anticlimactic way, I do think the conversation they have is good. They express some good things to each other.
Yeah,
and Athena's
it's very
like,
understated. Their performances are, and like the things that they say feel very mature and grounded. She actually says something very interesting. Athena, that is, if it wasn't clear to our listeners. Athena says something very sort of interesting where, you know, they're finally talking about the root cause of the issue, which is Athena going back to work after she was brutalized at the end of season 3. And the reason she didn't talk to Bobby about it, the reason she didn't ask Bobby his opinion is because, you know, she knew that he wasn't going to push her to go back to work. He would actually validate her fear of going back to work, her reluctance to go back to work, and support her as she entered into retirement, which is something that she felt in the pit. To quote the great poet Ryan Guzman, which she felt in the pit of her core, she was not ready to do.
Oof. I eat up every reference to Ryan Guzman's terrible poem. I eat it up.
I hope our listeners do too. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to us roast his terrible poetry for 20 minutes straight, including a full
did we put that on YouTube?
We did put that on YouTube, and we got some interesting comments on that. So check them out. I will say this scene is like many Bobby scenes, it's quite weird now. Because he's talking about the people dying and, growing old together and the fact that they're survivors and
I
all
couldn't
that.
live without you and whatever.
And it's like, bro, you
yeah,
couldn't
that's
live
right.
in the
They
first
end
place.
this conversation. Well, yes. That's right. They end this conversation with a 911 typical clumsy title drop by saying like, you're a survivor. That's who you are. You're a survivor. And you're like, and Athena goes, we're survivors, which you're like, oh, title of the episode. But also, yes, in hindsight, very funny thing for her to say.
Because it's like, girl, give it 4 years, okay?
Yeah.
You'll be changing your tune.
But now Chris and Buck are at the breakfast table. Carla comes in and she's noting how Buck is being a bad babysitter because Christopher is still in his pajamas. School's in 20 minutes. We find out Buck slept through his alarm. We find out Buck snores super loud, which apparently is disturbing Chris, even though Buck is sleeping all the way out in the living room. So he must be like a loud, loud snorer.
First of all, I feel like that's the real reason the thing with him and Allie didn't work out. She was like, you know what? I can maybe do long distance. And like, that's not enough. I can hear you from across the city. Also, Chris's... like, Gavin's line delivery of that is just so hysterical to me. He goes, Buck snores loud.
Wow.
Like, there's a period in there. Like, get his ass. And so Carla basically shuffles him off to get ready for school. And they have a interesting little moment where Buck is like, do you think he understands what's going on? He's... seems to be doing okay with it. And Carla's like, well, listen, kid, I mean, his mom's dead. He probably gets it more than you do, Because Buck's probably, I don't think he's ever lost anyone in his life, like in his personal life. He's definitely lost people on the job.
Except for his brother who died before, or like when he was too young to remember.
That doesn't count. He didn't even know Daniel. He didn't love Daniel.
Yeah, who even cares? Yeah.
Fuck Daniel.
He lost Abby, but not because she died. Because she like moved to Ireland.
Could you imagine if that's how season 1 ended? No, that's how season 3 ended. They bring Abby back just to kill her
she
off
just
to
died on
satiate the ravenous fans.
that would be so like... yeah, to sate the ravenous fans and to like just give Buck, that would be so shitty if they just killed off this like strong woman character to give Buck pain.
Yeah, but instead Buck is going to have not pain, actually, weirdly enough, although I would have pain if I found myself in the situation that he finds himself in the following scene, because we get a call from a construction site downtown. There is a man pinned to a cable atop a crane pinned the size of a skyscraper. And it is
what's happening is
horrifying.
He's like way up high on this crane, and there's like a cable that is carrying a big heavy beam that has somehow got the guy's like on his back, prone on the top of the crane, and the cable with the heavy thing on the end of it is like has somehow gotten on his arm, his shoulder, so it's like slicing into him and keeping him pinned there. Not a situation I would want to be in. I'll be the first to say it.
But you know who is ready to dive headfirst into the situation? That's right. It's Buck 1.0.
Yeah, you know who has become temporarily a little suicidal because of his husband being almost killed on the job? Buck 1.0.
Buck
2.0.
1.0.
3.0.
Honestly,
whatever.
just Buck. It's Buck. I can't with the fucking Silicon Valley Buck updates.
The 118 are having this dilemma where they're like, it'll take like 10 minutes to get whatever up there, I forget. The SWAT team. They need like the SWAT team to accompany them because they're still at risk of getting shot. And the SWAT team's like 10 minutes out. They don't know how long this guy has, how long he can survive. He's like bleeding out. But they don't want to go up, like climb this crane because they'll be completely exposed in a way that'll be very vulnerable to snipers.
Yeah.
So they're like, what are we going to do? And they're like, I think Buck beat you to it. He is just climbing the ladder, like free soloing, like no harness, no nothing. He is just climbing the crane.
Okay, well...
And Bobby is like...
Well, he's not climbing the side of the crane like King Kong. Like, he's climbing the internal
he's climbing
ladders.
a ladder, but still, he doesn't have a harness.
Yeah, no, it's perilous. I would not enjoy this. I am deathly afraid of heights.
It's kind of giving Fall, that classic Girls Who Got Stuck
it is.
movie.
He's the girl who got stuck. He's about to get stuck, probably. He would.
Yeah, he's about to get like eaten by vultures at the top of this crane.
Yeah.
I think that happens in that movie.
It's what he deserves. But this, as he's climbing, he like catches like a bit of light in the reflection of one of the buildings, and like for a second he has that like terrified moment of, is that a sniper sight? And that struck something viscerally in me, because there was one time, guys, there's this thing
when you got sniped.
No, well, there is this thing that presumably young people, it's embarrassing if it's not young people, like to do this weird prank that young people like to do in, I don't know if it's a thing in other cities. In New York, it happens, where they'll be like on the top floor of a building and they'll have a laser pointer and they'll point it at people walking on the street. That happened to me twice. And it was like genuinely like viscerally terrifying. If you're that guy, don't do that. This is not GTA. Don't be doing all that, because it's reminding me of something that Brooklyn said. Longtime listeners of the First Risk podcast will know that in season 2, episode 4, we had a guest on the show named Brooklyn from Belfast. And he, and
it went so well.
It went extremely well. He validated all of our tea. Great guy. Very nice guy, though. And he pointed something out, which is that this show feels like a very American show. And like, this seems like an interesting example of that, of like the fact that like, a lot of people do have to go to work with like the looming threat of gun violence hanging over them. Like, it is true that you could just be walking down any street in America and like someone could like start unleashing Homeric violence from the top of a Walmart. Like, it could happen anywhere at any time. And this actually feels very calling that to mind. So it's prescient. It is.
Buck gets up there and he's like brought a tourniquet with him. This guy's arm is like so fucked up.
So fucked.
But Buck gets the tourniquet on him and gets him down. And it's like, well, I guess it's fine.
He has to slice through the cable to do it with like a power saw too.
He does, which somehow, luckily, this extremely heavy, these like beams that get dropped by him cutting the cable, just like they hit the back of like one of the construction trucks, but luckily they don't land on any unsuspecting civilians.
Could you imagine this ties into like a Final Destination movie or something?
Somebody just randomly gets crushed. Because you would think from this height, the wind could potentially make that, like the landing of that, unpredictable, I would think.
Yeah, probably.
But nobody is killed by the falling shit.
Unfortunately, everyone survives, unfortunately.
It'd be really funny if the beams somehow like flew all the way across the town into the window of the hospital and landed on Eddie.
And Buck's like, oh,
they're like, oh, you thought he was safe now. Nope.
And Buck internalizes it, of course. And Anna's there, and she blames him, and there's a rift there. And then Buck and Anna are suddenly rivals for Eddie's affection, and they hate each other because he resents her for resenting him, and Eddie's fighting for his life, and Christopher is there just like taking it all in stride.
It'd be great if throughout the episode Eddie just kept getting more and more injured in crazier ways. So by the end of the episode, he's in one of those like comical full body casts, like OJ and the Naked Gun.
Yeah.
He's like his leg is like suspended up in the air,
like Cody on Total Drama Island.
I can't believe that all happened to Eddie.
Now Buck, he safely rappels the guy down to the ground on his little backboard, and they get him to the hospital, and I guess he lives or whatever. Now, back at the fire station, Bobby is mad as hell with those onions. He is mad.
Yeah, he's chopping vegetables, and he is furious. And Buck comes up, and he's like, what, are you gonna, like, yell at me now? And Bobby, this is a real dad Bobby scene. He's like, I don't know, Buck. Like, what would you like me to say? That you were stupid and reckless? Like, seems like you know it all. And he kind of expresses this interesting thing where he's like, I know you're a hothead. I know you do reckless shit. I know that that's just something you do, and I'm never going to be able to fully control you. But I tolerate it because it always seems to come from your heart. You know, you think before, you act before you can think, but you do it. It comes from a good place, you know? But today was not that. Today was something more selfish where, you know, you just risked your own life because, I don't know, because you're feeling bad about yourself, or because you want to get hurt on the job because you're so, you know, guilty or whatever about what happened to Eddie. And that's not okay.
Yeah. We get a mention of I don't think it's obscure. It is a standard, a jazz standard in just like Bobby's speech to Buck. He says, you didn't just get caught up in your emotions and rush in where angels fear to tread.
It's like a figure of speech. It's a thing people say.
Yeah.
Old people.
It's just like, oh, damn, Bobby's really generation. Fucking old. He just mentioned fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Great song. But it's just a funny, like, that's Peepaw. He's Peepaw, and Peepaw's mad.
Yeah,
Peepaw's
but finally
Bobby's
just like, back. Don't do it again.
Yeah. And that's weird. It's like a weird note to end it on.
It is kind of weird.
I think Bobby's kind of like at the end of his rope emotionally. He's just spent with Eddie in the hospital with all this looming over them that he's like, I can't even be a disciplinarian at this point.
Yeah,
just
he's like, whatever.
Get out of my face. And Buck is like, you know, having his girl talk with Taylor about it. And he's like, that's weird. Isn't that weird? That's weird. I don't know how to, you know, feel about this. And Taylor really wanted him to get spanked. I mean, Taylor is like, well, Taylor's
really mad at him for risking his life too. She's like, there are all these videos online of you pulling your little stunt, and they're all taken from windows, meaning a sniper could have easily, you know, sniped you from any of those angles. And Buck, never one to back down from flirting, is like, sounds like you were really worried about me. And Taylor's like, yeah, I was. And then they make out, and it's hot.
It's
Tuck
hot.
everlasting.
Tuck everlasting. It's hot. And then he says, we should talk about this. And so what does she do? She leaves.
She bolts.
There's only one thing she wants
Avoidant
to do
queen.
with that mouth, and it's not talk. And so she, you know, nopes out of there. If it sucks, hit the bricks. She does. And who should be alive listening in from the cubicle over? Oh, it's Eddie emerging from his coma. And Anna
Eddie gets
is
a call
because
from
he's
Anna.
straight.
And oh my God, it's perfect. It's like at the exact midpoint of the episode. We see Buck rush into the hospital room. The way this is shot is crazy. He rushes into the hospital room, reverse shot. Anna is smiling, but she's obscuring what's in the hospital bed. She moves aside, camera pulls in, and Eddie is just lying there, you know, in beautiful repose, just smiling at Buck.
Her horror movie grin does kind of make it seem like, you know, you're going to find his decapitated head on the pillow.
She's like, Buck, I made him better.
I ended his suffering.
We can add that to the list of Eddie's injuries that he should have sustained in this episode. But we see Eddie like FaceTiming with Christopher. Ryan Guzman
only
has been
from the
directed,
neck up,
seemingly...
by the way. You know, it could be his decapitated head.
She's like reanimator. He's got him like just hooked up to some wires to keep his head going. Yes, we apparently Ryan Guzman has been directed in this scene to be like acting like he's very like sick and hazy and perhaps on some pain medication, because he's being very like tired and groggy. But he hangs up with Christopher.
It is kind of a strange performance choice, isn't it?
It just feels a little like overdone, like he's kind of doing a lot. But anyway, it's just funny. It kind of, this is going to sound so mean, but it kind of feels like almost on a meta level, it's almost like Eddie is like attention seeking. It's like he's being like, you know, when people are like, I'm so sick right now. Or like, oh, yeah, I didn't get like any sleep last night.
Yo. Someone like gestures to their coffee. Sorry. I really need this.
Yeah. I know Eddie just got sniped in the shoulder, but like he's doing a little too much. I feel like he's just kind of putting it on so that Buck will like pay him more attention.
Which is very cute, very endearing. I love that headcanon.
He's
I
like,
accept it.
Buck, can you stay here overnight?
Can you just like, I'm choking. I might need mouth to mouth.
I think you need to massage me.
It's good for the airflow, for the blood circulation.
I'm cold. I think we need to cuddle for the rest of the night. But yes, Eddie is groggily speaking to Buck, and he's like, thank you for taking care of my son. Mm-hmm. And Buck's like, yeah, I didn't do too well. I kind of lost it when I, told him what was going on with you. And Eddie's like, you were there for him when I couldn't be. That's what matters.
Yeah.
And Buck says this crazy thing where he's like, I can't help but think that it might have been better for him if I was the one who got shot. And Eddie, even in his haze, looks over at Buck. Credit to Ryan Guzman this one time. Mm-hmm. He's got almost like a little tear threatening to leak out of the corner of his eye, which is like,
Where
and he
is the heterosexual explanation?
Like,
where is the heterosexual explanation? I can't find it.
It's not in the room with us.
It's not in the room. I do want to point out that even though he is being like annoying and attention seeking and very manipulative as he emerges from this coma.
I don't know why I said that. I'm like doing
Eddie
a bit,
Diaz,
you guys. I don't literally think that he's being attention seeking.
They've like the makeup is so good on him. Like even this like the tired affect is like working to make him look so small and squishy. I just want to just smush him a little bit. Just like, oh, my baby boy, let me just
and
give
that's
you a
what Buck
smush.
Should have been doing instead of being all woe is me.
Yeah, he should have been smushing those little cheeks. Just like, oh, there he is.
But back at the police station, Athena Grant is on the scene.
She is on the scene,
and she and Detective Danvers,
Captain Marvel, Supergirl over here.
They get called into an office to talk to the chief. The point of this scene, it's just like boring cop minutia, but the point of this scene is they traced back that bullet casing that they found from the sniper. It belonged to the NYPD. Oh, wait, LAPD?
NYPD. Yo!
That'd be crazy if it belonged to the NYPD. It was Olivia Benson.
It's Stabler. This is why he should be in jail.
He's gone rogue, more so than usual.
So the chief of police is in uniform, and I need to just say plainly that he looks like just a regular guy because he's wearing the same uniform as Athena. I don't know what I expect. Or at least it looks similar, yeah. The chief of police to look like, but I would expect a little bit more pageantry from this man. Why does he look like just every other cop? Wasted opportunity.
Fair enough. But yes, he delivers the news that the bullet came from us. Whoever this is, it's one of ours. The SWAT team pull up at some guy's house, and you're like, who is this guy? And we hear his name is like Kenneth. I don't fucking care. This is a red herring, to be clear.
His name is Kenneth Kopelman. His last name is Kopelman. Did anyone watch True Jackson VP? There was an off-screen rival of Amanda on that show named Kopelman, who was like apparently like a disgusting man. I like to imagine that this is him. It's the same guy.
Disgusting man.
Also, they traced they found it was him because apparently he's using like a really high-end luxury bullet that's only available to like police officers, and it's very traceable, obviously, and they tracked it, whatever. I like the idea that he was like shooting with like a ostrich feather bullet with like gold engravings and
ivory.
Yeah, it's very luxurious.
They SWAT this Kenneth guy, and they're like, he was a SWAT sniper, but then he got fired 6 months ago because he accidentally shot a hostage. Once again, you're like, wow, it's crazy for the show to just drop stuff like that, but never question their relationship to the police.
This is the red herring, by the way. The red herring shot the hostage. So he's not a good guy.
well, here's the thing, because Athena, like in the next scene with them, Athena is kind of questioning him, and we find out that the reason he's a red herring is that this guy feels really bad about it, you guys. Yes, he shot that innocent hostage, but It was just an innocent mistake, and he's so guilty about it.
He's been practicing a lot of mindfulness.
He's just a little guy.
In the spiritual realm, he's reached out to like the victim and their family, and he's like really trying to like make amends on like that plane. And
he's just a small bean.
And you can't be mad at him.
Yeah, you can't be mad at him.
Like, he's absolved, right? Because he's doing the work. It's about the work.
He's putting the work in. Yeah. And at the dispatch, Maddie has arranged a little meeting with Sue Blevins. And you're like, uh-oh. And Maddie's like, hey, so I am so depressed, I'm quitting my job because I feel like a terrible mother and I'm failing G.
How much of a dream come true would it be to sit across the table from Sue Blevins and tell her, I'm too depressed to work. Will you take care of me, mommy? Yeah. So Sue Blevins, being the perceptive and caring boss that she always is, she's like, Maddie, I think you should talk to Chimney or someone, because what you're describing and the way you've been acting lately feels like something bigger than just, typical new mom fatigue and whatnot. And so, clearly Sue, I mean, to be fair, she's like handled a lot of crisis situations throughout her career. So it makes sense that she would maybe recognize the kind of red flags of serious clinical depression. So yeah, she tells Maddie that she needs to talk to Chimney and that maybe this is something bigger. Jennifer is eating this up. She has 2 minutes of screen time in this episode, very brief scenes, and she gives like a career best performance because like just like the micro gestures and like the devastation in like her eyes and everything, yes. And like how tired and like it full of despair she looks, and like there's like one moment where she's talking and she like has to like pause, and it's like, oh my god, it's so good. She is incredible. She took like 2 seconds and like turned it into like gold. Like this is why you hire real actors for your show, not little not little models who did a movie with J-Lo one time. I'm sorry. Ooh.
Shots fired.
Sorry.
Anyhow. Agreed.
Sue tells
first of all.
Sue tells her to talk
on network
to her
TV,
hubby.
on this type of like trash show, you do need some eye candy. I will defend that.
That's true.
But ideally, you can find like an Oliver Stark who can be eye candy and pretty good at his craft.
Yeah. And also be a menace on Twitter without, dragging any marginalized and put upon groups into the mix. Now... so Athena
is questioning our small bean guy who shot a hostage, and he starts to reveal his red herring status. He's like, that's bullshit. I haven't touched a weapon in months, not since the factory. And they talk about it, and Athena's trying to press him on whether he's the shooter. She's like, oh, I'm sure that felt really unfair, losing your job. The media turned you into public enemy number one. And he reveals that he quit because the department wanted to do a review, and he was like, don't bother, I'll make it easier for everyone, I'll leave. Because he didn't care about being cleared. He cared that he made a mistake.
Because he's
still trying to figure out how to live
it.
Yeah, he's literally he just made one little mistake and shot an innocent hostage. We've all been there.
He's a good man at his core. He is a good person. That's why he will throw away his pension and his career over one itty bitty teeny tiny mistake that
one
took
teeny tiny little mistake.
Innocent human.
It's like realistically, I get that this is complicated, and like, yeah, I'm sure he didn't intend to shoot a hostage, but it is kind of funny in the abstract, like that this the way they're positioning this is like, he's still a good, honorable man.
Why are we lionizing him in this way? Why are we, making him an honorable character? I'm sorry. Like, I like that they went the red herring route if they were going to introduce a character in this episode, but like, they're not doing themselves any favor by making the red herring also a pretty contemptible guy and then completely absolving him in the text of the show.
Yeah.
So that's
but this
their
guy,
mistake.
He says you've got the wrong person. What you're looking for is a guy who hates firefighters. It's like, okay, no shit. And he's like, I love firefighters. They saved the one person I couldn't, which this made me think, so does that mean the hostage didn't die?
I mean,
That's
they do say that
line.
he just shot the hostage. They didn't say he like murdered the hostage.
Okay, fair enough.
So maybe he doesn't have. Maybe we're being too hard on the little cupcake here. Maybe we're being too hard on the little cinnamon bun.
Yeah, maybe he is just a small bean. Maybe he is just a little guy and it's his birthday.
Exactly. He's a birthday boy.
But he's like, you're looking for a guy who hates firefighters. I've never hated a firefighter in my life. So, okay, I guess it's not him. 911
Not even
call.
one? Not
Somebody
even like an individual? Wow, you probably don't know a lot of firefighters. Maybe you did do it, huh? You don't seem to find community with them. Cop.
Have you met some of the firefighters on the 118? They're pretty hateable. No, so May gets a call at the dispatch that somebody is trapped in a fire.
Ooh.
So the 118 shows up and they're like, I guess there's a single victim inside named Ethan. We've got to go get him out.
Mm-hmm. His name's Ethan. And they gotta rescue Ethan, and they gotta go into the fire for Ethan.
By the way, Buck has a very unsubtle line where he says, "Glad we don't need bulletproof vests anymore," which, okay, famous last words. Presumably, with this latest guy getting taken in by the police, they all seem to think that the sniper has been caught, but obviously Athena has just learned that that's not the case.
Mm-hmm. So there's like this added element of danger and suspense because they all shrugged off their flak jackets and are going in just their regular little stirrups. And Athena, of course, rushes to the scene because she realizes riflemen, they don't act alone. They act in pairs. I didn't know that. Is that true?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess... Who knows? But yes, they're like, okay, the guy's story checks out. Like his gun,
for the real,
his gun was
SWAT
buried.
team aficionados.
Right. They're like, it's true that the guy's gun was buried in his yard, so his story probably checks out. But it was his ammo, so maybe it was his sniper partner ?
It feels like a leap, doesn't it?
Fire.
It feels like a bit of a leap.
The story's gotta happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, at the fire, they're looking for Ethan. This appears to be like a fashion design house or some sort of garment.
It's like
garment studio or factory because there's clothes everywhere and there's mannequins everywhere.
Yeah.
Which makes for a very fun set piece for this fire.
It's very fun. But it's a little confusing because if they were going to go the mannequin factory or fashion house route, just commit. Just make the shooter Tom Ford.
Yeah.
Right. like Vera Wang had a revenge quest to carry out. I would have loved it if they had just went all in on the camp and still gotten the melodrama out of it, because that's what a Ryan Murphy production. Are you kidding me?
True.
Anyways,
yeah, but this allows for a really funny moment where Bobby sees a pair of legs peeking out from behind something, and he's like, "Ethan, is that you?"
Vera!
And then he turns the guy around, and it's a mannequin.
It's a mannequin. And wasn't there a movie called Mannequin? Well, anyways, and some guy appears from around the corner.
Some guy shows up and fucking shoots Bobby, and you're like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, Bobby also gets shot. Does anyone remember that Bobby also got shot in this episode? Because I didn't.
So I kept waiting for a reveal that he was wearing his bulletproof vest or something, but no, I think he did actually get shot.
Yeah.
And I guess it was just a flesh wound.
That would have been. It's just a flesh wound. Tis merely a flesh wound. That would have been actually an interesting piece of characterization for Bobby because he's married to Athena and they've reconciled. So it would have made sense if he opened up his little stirrups and he still had his Kevlar underneath there, because he's like, well,
his stirrups.
A woman once. What are they called? Turnouts.
Turnouts, bro. I was picturing Bobby up in the stirrups, about to get a gyno exam.
Oh, God. Did I say? I forgot what stirrups meant.
You can't just throw stirrups into a conversation. Turnouts.
I said it earlier, too. That's devastating for me.
Did you? I missed that.
If he opened his turnouts and was like, a woman once told me, you can never be too prepared. And then
right.
It's like a
no, that would have been a good... I kept waiting for that. That would have been a good reveal.
In his little turnouts.
They, on the street, it's everybody's been ordered out of the building, but Bobby hasn't come out yet. And Athena Grant is on the scene. And she's like, you got a call from an Ethan? Mm-hmm. Ethan Copeland? He's not the victim. He's the sniper. I feel like in true Athena fashion, she should have...
I thought it was Kopelman. Oh, did I Freudian there? Did I Freudian slip?
I think it's a different guy. He doesn't have the same last name.
But why are they so similar?
Ethan Copeland. I don't know.
Is it Copeland?
I didn't write the episode.
Damn, it's not Kopelman.
Take it out with Devil Kristen Rydell or whatever.
She and I will have a very spirited conversation about the missed opportunities with True Jackson VP.
Athena says he's not a victim, he's the sniper. I feel like in true Athena fashion, they should have had her say he's the damn sniper. Like, I feel like they should have made it snappier for her. It was so good. Like her one-liners are.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
or she should have said he's the sniper and I let him get away.
We're just going through the hits now.
Yeah.
But what's important to note is that Chim is daddy now. And like daddy, the kids will also disobey him and go up on the ladder of their own goddamn volition. He's finally learning what it's like to be Bobby, dealing with all these little chickadees. So, like, Kopelman has Bobby at gunpoint, and Bobby's like, there's still a way back from this. I promise you. I can get you out of this. And he's like, there's nothing for me to go back to, man. It's like classic procedural. And they're like, what if we got on the roof and took him out ourselves? So they do that. And it doesn't cave in like Kevin. I feel like Chim would have had like a Kevin trauma flashback on the roof there, but he didn't. So, it's whatever. Hold on. So Buck gets up there with Athena and Ravi. Was it Ravi?
I guess.
I mean, Ravi's here. He's here. He's around.
But the other important thing is Athena is like, put your gear on me. Mm-hmm. I'll go in. Mm-hmm. Because I guess they would rather a cop goes in because, I don't know, so she can, like, have a gun and shit. I guess they'd sooner put turnouts on a cop than give a firefighter a gun. But I'm going to be honest, I think giving a firefighter a gun would be a less volatile situation.
I mean, it's true. And also, how fun would that be to, like, just one time, give Buck a gun.
Just one time they let you have a gun.
Give Buck a gun. Let him kill someone.
I don't think Buck would be their first choice for which one to give a gun. I think if you gave Hen a gun, she would handle it, though. She could handle the situation.
She could handle it. I could also... Listen, I don't know about you. Ravi Begins, my truth with Season 9 Ravi, what I wanted from Season 9 Ravi. If you gave him the gun, he could handle it. Little baby Ravi could prove his place on the 118, and that's how you get
I think he could.
Main cast.
On the other hand, he is a landlord. So I don't fully trust him to not, like, get a gun and immediately start shooting, like, low-income residents, low-income tenants.
Athena gives him her gun, and he's like, okay, I just got to make a quick stop. Kills everyone in his building that hasn't paid it at the first of the month.
You didn't clean this place properly before when your lease was up.
Mm-hmm.
You're dead.
You're running your heat up too much in the middle of March. This is Los Angeles. It doesn't make sense.
You haven't paid your pet rent in 3 months.
You failed to disclose your allergy to black mold.
You've had that boyfriend of yours over a few too many nights this month for my liking.
I can hear your SoundCloud through the goddamn walls.
Is that a scratch on my shitty drywall? Yes, I would worry about Robbie's landlordisms. But yes, so they decide they're gonna dress up Athena as a firefighter, and like Buck's gonna go on the roof or whatever. Who cares? I don't think that really matters that much. Mm-hmm. The one thing I'll say about, as much as I think this is like a pretty good episode, and I do defend Kristen Rydell, I do think this villain is pretty lame. I think they reveal who it is way too late in the game for it to, it's just some random guy. I think if this were kind of like when the truck bomber turns out to be a character from a few episodes back, like I would have loved if it was like if it was a callback to something earlier in the season. And the guy's motivation is just really thin.
I
he was
honestly
fired
don't
from
know
the
what
LAPD
it is, other than like he was let go after his partner quit.
It's like once his partner quit, they say that like it became clear that this other guy was a problem, like, I don't know, had a bad attitude or something, so they got rid of him. And his motivation is just like that EMTs save people, and sometimes those people are bad people, so they're actually doing harm by continuing to save the lives indiscriminately of people who might go on to commit crimes, which like
and
a stupid, like I get that he's like a stupid criminal, but it's very stupid logic, and it just feels kind of weak. You know, if it had been a callback to somebody from earlier in the season, they could have gotten a more solid and compelling motivation. We would have cared a little more.
Like,
this just feels very like
they were trying to like tie it back into like the theme of the show of like, you know, we don't choose who we save, and have like a dark inverse where that makes like the Joker snap, like that's his bad day or whatever. I don't know. Like it's such a nothing burger of like a character motivation, and I agree with you. It feels like they were really trying to go for the truck bomber storyline in season 2. This is one of those season 2 finale parallels I was referring to,
right?
As kind of like low-key an indictment of this storyline, because while the setup is fantastic with Eddie randomly getting shot, they're not tying that in, which is weird because season 4 has been pretty good with like the planting and payoff so far this season.
Yeah, I would guess that's the other thing I was going to say is like on the one hand, this falls short. On the other hand, given that it was this season where like they had less time to work on it and it's a shortened season and all these production things were going on, like I understand why, you know, they weren't able to probably like plan out their arcs quite as much as usual. And that's saying something because they already don't really plan out their arcs very much. So this season is like better than average. This is just,
you know,
right. This season is like better than average, but also like this final climax is unfortunately a little disappointing.
I agree. My question is then...
But it's worth it for the buddy stuff and Eddie getting shot. Like, that was so strong that, like, who even cares that it culminates in a dumb way?
Like, my question is, like, who of the past 911 calls or, like, side characters would you have turned into the shooter? I think they could have gone balls to the wall, especially with Bobby and Athena's rough patch, and made the shooter the car mom. The drunk car mom.
I was going to say the car kid.
Ooh.
Imagine like the 12-year-old from the car comes back and he's like, you sent my mom to prison for like a simple human mistake. And Bobby's like, I get it. You know, I've been there. I've been that person whose addiction makes them do something terrible. But, you know, your mom, she's just got to face the consequences. And like, that doesn't mean she's not your mom and you don't love her and whatever. And then the kid is like sniping firefighters. That would have been great.
I learned this on my Xbox.
Yeah, and then they can blame violent video games.
Yes. Get what's his name? Jack Thompson, the disgraced lawyer who got disbarred for lying to the judge and misrepresenting statistics, to be a consulting producer for season 5. And we'll just have even more anti-violent video game propaganda. And maybe that'll be the thing to make 343 Industries fold forever. Which should happen because Halo is a shell of its former self at this point. Now, the motive isn't great. However, I will say, I do love the image of Athena stepping into the turnouts and like entering the burning building. I thought it would have been great if this was the beginning of the Athena turns into a firefighter arc.
That would be a straightforward way to stop all the propaganda, is just have her turn into a firefighter instead.
Yeah, it's like she discovers the real value in like directly saving lives in emergency situations and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe that would be too much of taking a side for a centrist show like this on this issue. But
that's the thing. It would have been radical.
Yeah, it would have been radical. That would have been fantastic. Then they would never be able to film on location ever again, unfortunately.
Yeah, the LAPD would be like, fuck this. But Athena shows up in her turnouts and she just like shoots the guy before he has a chance to shoot Bobby. So that was easy. And she starts tending to Bobby and he's like, Athena, how did you, like, am I dreaming? And she's like, we're a team or whatever. Like, I'm here and I got you. And this is, our relationship is going to be fine. Our marriage is working.
Mm-hmm.
You could say.
All
and
it
they're
took
survivors.
was a gun and a burning building and surviving all this, like the title of the episode, to save the Bethina marriage for a while.
For now, yes. And I guess Bobby did get shot because he wakes up in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Athena's there in this cute little like knit white hoodie.
Yes.
And we hear that the sniper didn't make it. Athena just says that very offhand. It's like, oh, okay. It's
like, fuck Ethan. He was a bad villain. It's fine.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Bobby's like, you know what, babe? Let's go on our second honeymoon. Let's renew our vows 2 years into marriage. Let's do it, babe. We've got one life to live.
He's like, did you actually walk through fire for me? Stop. And she's like, I needed to get my partner back.
Mm-hmm. And I just applied to the LAFD.
And we're going to be coworkers.
I'm going to the one, whatever it is, the 125 or whatever. Where's the one where Tommy works as the helicopter, rescuer? And then Athena hates Tommy. And one day they're on a call together and she brings her Glock and kills him. And it's great.
That'd be great. That'd be great. But who should show up at Buck's door? But Taylor.
Guys.
And she's like, yeah, I kind of ran away the other night, but you didn't chase after me. And you're like, ooh.
Everyone say
and
it.
Buck levels.
Gonna fuck. Buck gonna fuck.
And Buck levels with Taylor, and he's like, I've spent a lot of time feeling like I wasn't enough. Like I wasn't enough to call back to Ryan's earlier reference.
Thank you.
And he's like, so I need to know that, like, you really want me. And she's like, I want you, big man. And I must say.
She and I both.
I just saw, like, some interview with Oliver Stark or something talking about Buck on season 9. Just like repeating the same old thing of like, yeah, Buck's trying to find his person. Buck just wants to be wanted. And it's like, bro, grow up. Like the way we were doing this way back in season 4. And that's still what we're doing with Buck. Like get him with Eddie or get him with Taylor or kill him off at this point. Because it's like, what? We're just circling the goddamn drain. All of these characters,
low key, like
when
Buck
we get it,
commit
Buck wants
himself
to be
a
wanted.
life of slutty chastity and like no
right,
partner.
Like maybe he should become a monk if it's this hard for him.
Exactly.
I'm like, how hard is it for a hot, nice guy like Buck
a
to
bisexual
find a
nice
girlfriend
guy
who wants to, or a boyfriend who wants to like marry him? You know,
it's like, damn, nobody want you for real.
Yeah, or a boyfriend. He's bi. Yes. At this point, it feels like the only reason he could be stalling so much is that he's in unrequited love with Eddie. But the show keeps wanting to jerk us around and be like, oh, Buck's even going to acknowledge explicitly that he finds the idea of being in love with Eddie ridiculous. And it's like, okay, so what are we even supposed to think? Why am I watching this bullshit? There was another interview with Tim Minear from recently where he's like, the show isn't about Buddy, but I'm not going to rule it out. And it's like, bro, I'm going to kill you. Like, why are we still doing this? And why...
Dude, the rage
guys,
I felt
I
when he tried to
don't
bring
care
heated
about the show
rivalry
anymore.
into this mess, I'm like, how dare you stand where he stood? They had...
Don't say his name.
Don't say his name. Don't you dare. You
Speaking
could
of which, you guys,
never.
our Patreon episode this month is us talking about heated rivalry.
The poll isn't officially
welcome.
closed. Like, there is...
But it was very obvious right
so
away what
obvious.
was going to win.
Like, from, like, the first, like, 20 minutes of posting the poll, it took a very strong lead. Like, I don't know how anything could come back from
you texted me, like,
this.
5 minutes after posting the poll saying, you should probably just start watching Heated Rivalry right now. And I did. I watched it all in one day.
Sick with the flu. The ideal way to watch it, in my opinion.
Yeah. It was like I was there with them.
Getting, like, sneezing in their faces and stuff.
Yeah.
Yuck.
It was like, don't mind me.
In the corner of the room,
that made me actually
watching and hacking up a lung from your goddamn cuck chair while Shane does tricks on it. Right.
Okay, we should get back to the point. Sorry, Tim Minear rant over.
Yeah.
Maddie's at home being depressed on the couch, and she's like, I quit my job, Chimney.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And Chimney's like, did something happen? Are you okay? And she's like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Echoing, may I just say, Buck at the beginning of the episode saying no when asked, I'm not okay. So it's almost like Buddy canon, just like Madney canon.
Who has gone through it more than the Buckleys? Who on this show has suffered more?
Because Maddie's like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay in here, and like taps her head. Love it.
Lord, take all of Maddie Buckley's suffering and give it to Tommy Kennard. Give it to the real life.
And give it to Tim Minear.
Give it to Tim Minear. Give it to Ryan Guzman. I don't know. like give it to my loud downstairs neighbor, for God's sakes. Just give it to someone.
Mm-hmm. Give it to my loud upstairs neighbor.
Oh my God. Aren't neighbors the worst?
They are.
We should get Ravi to kill them.
Chimney, men like him should be shot down like dogs. And Chimney's like, it's okay. We're going to get you help. And that's just kind of where we leave this.
Yeah. I like leaving it on this note because it's setting up an interesting conflict for season 5. And the Maddie postpartum storyline is genuinely one of my favorite storylines on the show. So I really like that we're leaving it open to continue in the next season. It's something that season 3 didn't really do other than like the pregnancy drop and May wanting to be a dispatcher. Like I feel like this finale is more... it is a little bit better at setting up intriguing conflicts for the following season. You know what I mean?
I would agree. But then we get an interesting scene to kind of round out the Hen-Ren arc in this season. Hen and Karen and the kids and Tony are all hanging out at the park. They're getting ready for a picnic.
The kids, it's Denny.
Very cute.
It's Denny, by the way. It's just Denny.
Oh, I forgot that there was only one kid now. Sad.
Not for long, though.
So
not for long.
Yes, they're preparing their picnic, and who should run up to them saying, Mommy Hen, Mama Karen? It's Nia.
Mm-hmm.
And this
little baby Nia.
Young woman follows after Nia saying, Nia, like, come back here. And you're like, oh, that's her mom. Mm-hmm. And, Nia obviously wants to greet them. So they greet her back. And she's like, where's Big Brother? And Denny's there. And he's like, hey, Nia. And, Nia's here and her mom's here. And they had this whole time when they were dealing with losing Nia, they had all this mystery surrounding like, well, who is her mom? We don't even know her. Like, what's that about? Like, can we trust her? And now then they weren't allowed to contact her, but here they are, just organically running into her and like getting this opportunity to talk to her. So they introduce themselves. They're all like, I don't really know what to do, what the rules are. Mm-hmm. And Karen's like, I don't think there really are any.
Yeah. At this point, and it's just up to us.
Yeah. And Nia's mom is like, I have so many things that I've wanted to say to you. And I like don't even know how. Mm-hmm. And Karen's like, why don't we start with lunch? We've got plenty. We were going to have a picnic. There's plenty to go around. Why don't you guys join us? And finally, the mom is like, thank you. I wanted to say thank you. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of beautiful. Like you see that the mom just seems like this nice, normal lady. Like we heard earlier in the season that the only reason she lost Nia briefly was that she was struggling financially,
facing housing insecurity.
Yeah. So you see Hen and Karen kind of realize like, oh, she's going to be okay. Like this lady seems nice. And they all kind of get to have some closure for the situation by meeting each other and acknowledging each other.
A very beautiful way to bookend that storyline, and a really genuine act of closure on this show's part that I appreciate, that feels very earned.
Yeah.
I was distracted in this scene by how fabulous Karen's wardrobe is. Her hair is styled very gorgeously with these nice little gold hoop earrings, and she's wearing this like sage green leopard print dress. It is
right. It's fabulous. Like a very large leopard print.
Yeah, and then Hen is wearing a Brooklyn, New York shirt, and I don't think maybe this is judgmental of me. I don't know if Hen's ever been to Brooklyn.
I think I'm going to say something controversial. As much as I love Hen's commitment to wearing wacky streetwear, I do think sometimes these outfits verge on just straight up corny, and this one's kind of corny.
Yeah, but I do love her gold bamboo hoop earrings, though. Those are very nice. And
yeah, she does look good.
And Karen is pulling up the slack. Yeah, we cut to. Oh my God!
Yet another gay ass scene of two homos being gay together.
This is so gay. I have a goddamn shirt of it. I have a shirt of this scene that crazy. I bought on Etsy because it just I needed to immortalize it on my body in some way.
So what's going on, you guys?
Let's describe this.
Buck, yes, let's break it down. Buck is helping Eddie check out of the hospital because he can't do it himself because he's gay and he needs a man to help him.
His arm's in a
they're
sling.
Checking out together.
Thank you.
They're getting, well, some people can do things with just one arm, but Eddie's too gay to do that.
He's too much of a little baby girl, a little pretty princess.
So they're like gathering Eddie's things. Eddie's sitting on the hospital bed and he's like, I've been meaning to talk to you about something. Get over here, you big millennial yellow. He's wearing this like mustard yellow shirt, Buck is. Mm-hmm. And he's like, so he introduces this in a very like, speaking of millennial, a very like millennial humor way. He's like, so you may have noticed that I almost died. It's like, okay. He's like, so you may have noticed that that just happened.
Buck's like, what do you want to talk to me about? Eddie's like, I've been microdosing psilocybin because I was diagnosed with the anxieties.
Stop. Okay, I didn't even associate that with millennialisms. But yes, Eddie is like, I have almost died a couple of times in the last few months. And after the last time,
you may have noticed,
when that well collapsed on top of me, that's one of my all-time favorite lines on this show. So funny. Because Eddie, dead serious, very emotional performance, goes, after the last time, when that well collapsed on top of me, you're like, whoa. Like, I always imagine somebody just like surfing through channels and landing on this scene and being like, oh, just some scene of two guys talking, and then hearing Eddie say that, you'd be like, whoa, what is this show about?
I keep forgetting that this show airs on cable and also people still watch cable. That is hilarious to think about. Wow. They also just have like reruns on ABC and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so Eddie's like, after that well collapsed on top of me, you may recall, I decided to change my will. I made a will. And he's like, I was thinking about what would happen to Christopher if something happened to me. Mm-hmm. So someday, if I don't make it, Christopher would be taken care of by you. And you're like, oh, and Buck's like, oh. But Buck, this is a big act of trust on Eddie's part, because like low-key watching the show, you're like, I don't know if I would trust Buck to take care of like a gerbil. So it's very, but he does, he did protect Christopher during the tsunami, except he did lose him for like a while, and he didn't get him dressed for school because he slept through his alarm. That lazy shit.
Yeah, he's low-key a terrible father. He's great with Christopher, and so obviously Eddie's like, I talked to my attorney and Buck's like, can you even do that? Like without asking me? And Eddie's like, well, my attorney said you could refuse, but I know you wouldn't. And Buck's like, yeah, I wouldn't. And Buck's really taken aback. He's like, he has family. Like, what about your parents and everyone else? And Eddie is like, when Shannon left, they all tried to get me to pawn Christopher off on them. Like they all kind of sneakily wanted him for themselves. And I don't like that. I don't want that energy, their opportunistic stuff caring for my son. I want you who has this organic love for him and a true desire to protect him and like true love for me. He doesn't say that, but like it's implied. And so Buck's like, wouldn't they like fight for him if it really came down to it? And Eddie's like, yeah, probably. But I know no one will fight for my son as much as you. And it's like, ooh, crazy thing to admit to your homie,
Say the line, Bart. Say the line. Because Evan. Yay!
Well, yes, he says because Evan, before the name Evan was ruined for us by Tommy only calling Buck Evan. Let's just say, just like everything else, Eddie did it first and better, and Eddie is younger and more beautiful.
Exactly.
And Eddie says, I did all this because I'm telling you now, even though I did this a while ago, I'm telling you now because you came in here the other day and you said it would have been better if it had been you who was shot. And he's like, you think you're expendable, but you're not.
And
but you're not.
but you're not. You know.
Oh, hi, Mar. Oh, hi, Buck.
Now, Buck, he goes full Clementine will remember that in a very gay way. But
I don't know what that means.
Can I call a spade here for a moment?
Sure.
This isn't just gay on like a normal shippy level. We need to talk about how intense this is. Eddie Diaz is literally baby trapping him in this moment. There is no
As if he hadn't done it already.
They could break up in any sort of way at this point because it is binding in his will that Buck will take.
It's practically like one-sided marrying him.
It is. It literally is. He's fucking baby trapping Buck over here. And what? Buck's going to be the asshole being like, let me shirk the kid that I love.
He said, I'm marrying you and saddling you with a kid, and I am going to ask for forgiveness, not permission. That's crazy.
Exactly. And name another show that is that overt. Dean didn't have a kid and then will it to Cass after he died of tetanus. Okay.
You know, you say that, but we're probably going to have somebody in the comments being like, actually, season 15, episode 8. It's going to be like, oh, okay, that did already happen on Supernatural.
Honestly, it wouldn't
I think there is something where they have like a symbolic kid. I could be wrong, but I feel like I've seen people
because
talk about
it was
that.
I think I remember that episode that I caught once. It was Castiel's human host was named Jimmy, and Jimmy had a daughter, and then they like daughter.
No, I'm
kid.
talking about even something different than that. It's like a whole thing. You know, we haven't seen all of Supernatural.
No.
We can't begin to understand.
The day I say to myself, I'm going to watch Supernatural in full, is the day that, Jane, you are legally allowed to check me into rehab. I will give up TV forever. I will do it. I will go cold turkey. I will never watch another show. I'm sorry. I
would happily never watch another show. I don't really like watching TV shows. I don't like that experience.
And look at the grave you've dug for yourself.
Yeah, which is why I'm the co-host of the First Respondcast. It's funny that you should say like that this is so overtly gay because, of course, famously, what Kristen Rydell said about writing this episode is that she had intended it in a platonic way because it was inspired by something her mom did with her friend. And as much as I think, again, death of the author, like, it doesn't matter that Kristen Rydell didn't intend it to be romantic. Like, it comes off romantic. And also, she was so kind in that interview. Yeah. She was very, like, it's okay for anyone. It's totally open to interpretation, and no one's interpretation is wrong. So remember that. But I have seen people make funny jokes on 911 Twitter, like, oh, Kristen, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but your mom and her friend were gay as hell.
I was just thinking that. I was thinking, like, Kristen, can I please sit you down? We'll get coffee, and I'll just calmly walk you through the process
Kristen,
of coming to terms with the fact that your mom baby trapped her best friend, and that's okay. Like, I'm sorry, the two women who own a farm in upstate New York, they're not just like long-term roommates, okay? Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, allegedly it was not intended to be romantic, but proof is in the pudding. These two actors have too much chemistry. The execution is too emotional.
Is Kristen's statement like compet by proxy?
She's competing her mom. I don't know. We don't have to actually get too into this. It was just a joke. But then we should describe, we only got a couple of minutes left. Basically, Bobby starts narrating and we all tune it out because nobody cares when people start narrating. Okay. He's like quoting Carl Sagan. Who cares?
I would love
God, who cares?
I would love to describe Bobby's closing monologue, but I can't fucking hear it because the song that they paired it with is Skyscraper by Demi Lovato, one of the loudest songs in the world.
That is my final note for this episode. It's so funny to me always that they chose the loudest song ever recorded to go over this this ending montage. It's so, you're like watching Albert. We're getting like a little tie up from everything. You see Maddie and Chimney like holding each other. You see Bobby's family having a little meal together. You see Eddie coming home. They're doing like a welcome back party.
Abuelita and Tia Peppa are there at Eddie's his coming home. You know, it's very cute. We see Albert,
and you see Albert has become a firefighter.
Bewilderingly,
like off screen. Like this is the first we're hearing of it.
Like, bro, why? If I was Albert's actor, I would be offended.
Well, I think the plan originally was to have him. Yes, I think the plan was to have him be main cast in season 5, but then that fell through because of like the actor having conflicts. So it's kind of a whole thing. But I feel like the song becomes the loudest and the most noticeable to me in the Albert part, because they're trying to deliver dialogue, and you've just got like a maid of paper, like it's so loud, it's so loud, insanely loud.
And he's doing his little celebratory, I passed the physical exam or whatever to become a firefighter, and they're all hugging and stuff. And the last note that I wrote in my notes for this episode is, why is Ravi there? Because do they know each other?
You know, they're just pretending he's a part of the gang now. You know, some people ship Albert. Who
invited my man Blood?
Maybe they're having a whole like situationship off screen.
Far be it from me to deny a primarily off screen, incredibly fandom brained rare pair.
Come on. You should be all over that.
I'm so confused. Like physically, I'm all over it. You know, it's hot. I am committed to Buck Albert and Buck Ravi, so it's going to have to be like a very steamy, emotional love triangle that becomes like a quadrangle when Eddie's, awakened from his coma dream that he presumably had also off screen. Ooh, what do you think he saw in his coma dream?
Things that he had to repress deep down inside.
I bet he saw his high school theater production of like Anything Goes, and he was like, I really wanted to be
where he
Reno.
played Reno.
In a blonde wig.
He played Reno Sweeney, and he killed it.
And
you know what song he probably liked the most?
What's that?
Blow Gabriel Blow.
Oh my god.
For the religious implications and the innuendo.
Yes. And also the casual racism in the show, because we know he tolerates that in a meta sense. And that is how the episode ends. It ends just like that. And
that's it.
So ends season 4, one of the good ones. Arguably, in some fans' interpretations, the last of the good ones.
Yeah, I have faith in season 5 being pretty good, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see.
You guys, we're so sorry to do this, but because we have reached the end of the season, we are going to be taking another week off this next week. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Sorry for the way that worked out, but we are not willing to give up our 1 week break after finishing a season. So we'll be back in 2 weeks to start season 5.
And if you want more,
but that's a full length season, so you'll get plenty from us.
If you want moreSpodcast content in the meantime, subscribe to our Patreon. We have so many bonus episodes up on there, and we have a new one coming out this month where we watch and discuss the hit Crave original series, Heated Rivalry.
I feel like this might be the one to get us like the most new signups ever, because I feel like I just personally have had so many people commenting on my YouTube channel being like, please talk about Heated Rivalry, which is so funny to me because, like, no offense to fans, I thought it was like fine, but like, what am I supposed to talk about? Like, it's fine. It's pretty good. What am I supposed to say? Like, you realize I need like an angle to be able to talk about something. I don't just make a video every time I see a TV show that I enjoy a normal amount.
What,
you know?
Is it because you're gay? Like, I know a lot of Heated Rivalry fans are lesbians and they have like a weird psychosexual attraction to Hudson Williams that not even I am woke enough to understand. Is it
yeah,
projection?
I don't know if that tracks. I haven't heard. I don't know about all that.
Oh, I've seen. Oh, there's a lot of that, babe. There's a lot of that.
Okay, as the lesbian, I thought the Russian guy was hotter. Is that a controversial opinion?
No, it's not a controversial
Surely
opinion.
Not.
I've seen a lot of people.
He's the more lesbian vibe one. The other guy is kind of just like a guy.
Well, I think they're both beautiful, and
no, they are. I'm not about to.
I would love to give it all
We're
up
starting
for
the
one
Patreon
night with
episode
both.
early. We got to save this for the
We can't do it. We
customers.
can't do it. I was curious why people were demanding a heated rivalry video from you, because I'm like, no offense, but like, yeah, what would you get out of it? I'm curious.
Yeah. I think people were asking maybe because I covered so much about red, white, and royal blue, but you guys, that was because that was bad.
Yeah. And
like,
hot take alert, heated rivalry is good. It is definitely better than red,
I've
white,
heard
and royal
that,
blue.
My coworker says that like they're reading the books and the books are kind of bad, but like I'm not going to read the books, you guys. I have other stuff to do. I'm working on a big video right now. I have too much on my plate.
That might be the one thing to like finally break you, is like you, for some ungodly reason, committing to read every single book in the Game Changers series, of which Heated Rivalry is one. Most of the books, to my understanding, are anthologies. So,
oh God. I also think, honestly, like as much as I like gay shipping occasionally, I am not the biggest on like the romance genre. So it's like when people were asking, like before it got requested on the Patreon, I honestly had no plans to watch Heated Rivalry just because like I'm not just like a Fujo. Like I enjoy a lot of gay ships mostly because I think they are often more interesting and more charged and like whatever gay is as gay does or whatever you want to call it. But I don't need, I don't know. I don't just need to like watch everything about gay guys kissing each other. Like that's not, if it's good, sure. But like, I don't really seek out like romance movies and TV shows and books. Like it doesn't really matter to me.
I agree, but I don't want to sour anyone on it because I want you guys to know that I am firmly in the camp of love the show. I'm also not a big romance person, but I enjoyed it,
but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it where I not paid for it.
I love seeing two hot men fuck each other and psychologically torture each other for 10 years. So tune into our Patreon later this month to hear us discuss
for more
in
of this
full.
Conversation.
And if you want to support us further, follow us on social media at First Risk Podcast, spelled how it sounds. And in the meantime, let us know your overall thoughts on season 4. If you thought it was better than season 3, which it was, or if it was better than season 2, which it was not.
Or not.
Was it hot or hot? And
was it slay or nay or whatever?
Was it a toot or a boot? And thank you guys for listening. And we will see you in season 5 with some goddamn giraffes.
Oh yeah.